Good morning, Trinity Grace. We are still in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, but hopefully we will be back together very soon. Today we are continuing our look at the Psalms of Ascent, and we're looking specifically at Psalm 128. Blessed is everyone who fears the Lord, who walks in his ways. You shall eat the fruit of the labor of your hands. You shall be blessed, and it shall be well with you. Your wife will be like a fruitful vine within your house, your children like olive shoots around your table. Behold, thus shall the man be blessed who fears the Lord. The Lord bless you from Zion. May you see the prosperity of Jerusalem all the days of your life. May you see your children's children. Peace be upon Israel. So the psalmist here is continuing that thought that we ended with in Psalm 127 as he is describing a life that is a blessed life. And it's a life that comes, we know from looking at other parts of the wisdom literature, from living in God's world, God's way. So as we do that, we can expect that the result will be that which the psalmist describes here as a blessed life. But the starting point on that is, it is in particular for not everyone, but it is for those who fear the Lord. So the question immediately comes to mind, well, what does it mean to fear the Lord? Because that's a word that doesn't bring up necessarily immediate warm and fuzzy feelings, especially for a lot of folks, as fear connotes something else. And yet, as we consider like the Proverbs, and I'm thinking of chapter 3, I think that helps me in clarifying and understanding what it means to fear the Lord. And here Solomon says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. So he puts in opposition of one another the thoughts of trusting in God or trusting in yourself. In all your ways, in all that you do, acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. Be not wise in your own eyes. Other translations say, don't be wise in your own estimation, but fear the Lord and turn away from evil. So as we see that encapsulated in these three verses, we're called to put our trust in God and to fear him and turn away from evil. So the connection is trusting in God, fearing God. Those are one and the same. So when the psalmist speaks of the blessed man is the one who fears the Lord, he's a man who is living for God. He is living, putting his trust in the true and living God, turning away from evil, turning away from all of the systems of this world, and living with a conscious trust in the sovereign God, the Lord of this universe. I think also of the words of Jesus to the disciples in Matthew 10, where he says, do not fear those who kill the body but cannot kill the soul. Rather, fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell. And so the thing that I find helpful here is, as we consider what it means to fear God and to know him and to trust him, one of the implications of that is that we need not fear those that can only kill the body. We need not fear anything, that coronavirus or anything else, which can kill the body, can wreck our economy, can wreak havoc in our lives, but it cannot affect our soul, and it cannot affect the one on whom we stand, the rock of our salvation, Jesus Christ himself. So I hope today that as you consider those words of the psalmist and what it means to fear God, that you're encouraged, and that you once again are brought to remembering that by putting your trust in him, you are set free from that fear of those things which can only affect this temporal life. So with that, I conclude with the words of the psalmist as well. as he pronounces a blessing, he says, may you see your children's children, may you live to see your grandchildren, and with that, peace be upon Israel. Peace be upon you and the people of God today as you walk with him, as you love him and trust him.